I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team, and welcome to the channel. Y'all, this is a review for Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9, Episode 3, and it was absolutely fantastic. The new girls are establishing themselves on this show. They are standing up to the OGs. Y'all know that rarely ever happens. So we are about to get to it because that's exactly what needs to happen on this show. Y'all know Ashley, Jazelle, when Robin was on there, they can get a little ignorant with the new people. But listen, they are going to stand their ground, and I love that. So anyway, this is my commentary, so let's get into it. So the scene picks up exactly where it left off, with Jazelle telling the new girls to get the F out, okay? She said, get the F out. You guys knew how important this was to me. This was an event that I was doing in honor of my father. He passed away from brain cancer, and she was insulted that these girls went to Karen's event first and then made her an afterthought. So she said, y'all can go. She even had a security guard there, and she said, get them out. Out, okay? Now, Mia was sitting there with her mouth open like, I know you lying. But the new girls, Stacy and Jazzy, they let Jazelle and Ashley have it. Jazzy pulled Ashley aside and she said, this was insulting. It was tacky. It was classless. She said, you shouldn't have invited us if this was what you were going to do, okay? This was in front of some of Washington, D.C.'s who's who. So they were pissed, but they went back out to the Sprinter van, child. They were ready to go. And there was a lady inside of the event by the name of Vivian. You can see her there with the blonde hair. Vivian is a friend of Karen's. I think she was introduced in the first episode. She owns a boutique, but everybody witnessed it, and Vivian got up out of her seat and she said, I'm leaving with them. Like, she was so disgusted with what Jazelle did that she ended up getting on the van, child. Now, in confessional, Ashley blames Karen for the whole debacle. She said, this is Karen's fault. And then she even made like an ageism joke against Karen, which, okay, Ashley, aren't you married to Michael? Michael is actually older than Karen, and you like to talk about how you enjoyed licking and sucking and clucking anything that he had going on. So I'm gonna need Ashley to pipe down. But she wanted to get that joke off. I believe that it's gonna go wrong for her on the reunion, though. But y'all know Ashley, you can be in the height of an emotional tizzy and she don't care. She loves to poke the bear. So she chased those girls down out to the Sprinter to ask them for money after kicking them out of the charity event. She actually asked them for money. She had stepped up on that top step right between the door and tried to get herself in the van. And Jazzy got up and said, hell no, you're not coming in here, and don't ask us for nothing. And Jazzy, I call her Jazzy. I think it's, is it Jazzy? Jazzy or yeah, Jazzy. Listen, child, I don't know. Anyway, she said to her, listen, you can get the hell up off this van. We ain't paying you nothing, child. Vivian was cracking up laughing. Ashley didn't care. She said, well, it's a good cause. Y'all can still get the money. Jazzy ended up pushing the button to close the door on Ashley, and the door slams into her shoulder, child. Now, y'all know it has that safety feature on it, so it's not going to like slam into you and, hurt you. But Ashley did take full advantage of saying ow and pretending to be a whole Karen like she was hurt. And yeah, at the end of the day, Jazzy got her point across to Ashley, which was get the hell off my van. And Ashley caught it, okay? And that's how the scene ends. Now, in the next scene, Miss Stacy calls a Ponderosa over to her house. She invites Jazzy, Ashley, and Karen, and basically they're there to talk about what's going on with Jazelle and all that mess, right? Jazzy gets there first, So the two new girls are talking about the OGs, and I really appreciated this scene. Jazzy said, or not Jazzy, it was actually Stacy. She ended up saying, "What was that with Jazelle having security? And do we need to have security around these girls? Because if so, let me get some referrals." Okay, they were drinking champagne and getting their life, and I love that scene. Now, Ashley was the next to arrive at the house, and as soon as Jazzy heard Ashley's voice, she gave the biggest eye roll, child. She does not like Ashley, and I like that part too. I like that they are letting us know how they feel about the OGs because the OGs can intimidate. But Ashley ends up coming in, and it was Jazzy who got in her ass. She said, "Listen, what was that about? Like, I did not appreciate that." She even called the event gangsters and alcohol. Okay. She was like, "Don't invite me to nothing else that y'all got going on over there." That was dirty. Okay. Now, Jazzy did end up apologizing to Ashley for allowing the door to close on her arm. And Ashley took full advantage of it. Like I said, she was like, "Well, it did hurt. And you shouldn't be doing stuff like that." And Jazz, she was about to take it to town. And Jazzy said, "It didn't hurt, child, because I actually reenacted the whole thing just to make sure that your lying ass wasn't going to lie about it. But here you are lying, Ashley." And, you know, that it wasn't playful necessarily, but Jazzy just wanted her to know you ain't going to get one over on her. And I like that too. Then Karen comes over to the house, over to the crib, okay? And the new girls, they're happy that Karen is there, but Ashley is not. She is rolling her eyes. Y'all know Karen and Ashley still have beef from last season. But Karen comes in and Ashley immediately lets her know, "Listen, you were wrong for intercepting our planned event with your impromptu award ceremony." Okay. And Ashley said, "Listen, you were also deflecting at the birthday party when it came to answering questions about your car accident." That's when Karen reminds Ashley that she is the queen of deflection. She said, "When your estranged husband was running around pinching bottoms one, two, three times." And I was like, "Yeah, tell her, Karen, because it wasn't just pinching bottoms, okay? Don't forget he grabbed Dixon's junk in the trunk, okay? Just literally grabbed it. And there was a cameraman on the set of RHOP who sued Michael for SA because he had grabbed his bottom." So she said, "When he was doing all that, you wasn't answering any questions about anything." Okay. So Karen, she said, "Don't ever utter a syllable about deflecting when it comes to me." All right. Then Karen thought she was taking it home when she said, "Ashley, this is a serious moment, and I could have died in that car accident." But Ashley took that time to, put her foot on Karen's neck and she said, "Or killed someone else," which Karen caught the shade of that and she was pissed. And she said, "Let me tell you something, Ashley." She said, "Let me tell you something, Ashley. You are a shady bitch, okay? And I knew you was throwing shade at me when you gave me them 4 coupons for an Uber. And what I should have did was given it back to your ass so that you could redeem them to take that human-sized corn off of your foot." Ashley, not to be outdone, threw her feet on Stacy's countertop, which, by the way, is disrespectful. But she threw her feet, both of them, on Stacy's countertop, talking about, "Are you talking about these bunions? Okay, these bunions." At the end of the day, she said her foot can still hit the brake, child. She was like, "I ain't never hit a tree." And then she said, "Instead of you worrying about my bunions, why don't you worry about whether or not you're going to go to jail?" And that shut Karen right up. So anyway, the scene ends with Stacy saying that she would be willing to move forward with Jazelle if she apologizes. And Ashley said, "Okay." In confessional, Ashley said that Jazelle doesn't apologize to anyone for anything. So we shall see. Moving on to the next, y'all. So we got Wendy and her mama, they are talking about Wendy's mother-in-law. Y'all know that Wendy's mother-in-law does not like her. She does not like Wendy's mama. They have not talked. In fact, her in-laws didn't even show up at Wendy and Eddie's wedding. But it looks like the mother-in-law is trying to, give Wendy an olive branch. She called her for Mother's Day. Yeah, for Mother's Day and said, listen, girl, hey, happy Mother's Day to you. And Wendy said, I'm shocked and I would kind of like to keep the door or window of communication open. So she said that she wanted to invite her to her birthday party. And her mother said, you should. I'd love for you to do it. So we'll see if peace can come over into their home, okay? Because that's crazy that the in-laws aren't really involved with their grandchildren. You might be mad at your son and his wife, but you want to have a relationship with the grandchildren. So we'll see what happens next. And let's move on to the next story. So, y'all, we got Kiana and her mama. Listen, these ladies are so pretty. I'm really happy with the new set of ladies that they have brought in. I like that they represent every shade. Child, this is good. This is good. But Kiana's mama comes over to Kiana and Greg's house. Y'all know Greg is the new guy, right? The guy that Kiana's dating. And Kiana's mama brought some soup for Greg while Kiana is struggling to make pancakes, child. That breakfast plate looked absolutely horrible. But Greg, I'm assuming, he's a little under the weather. He is nursing a root canal. He just had a root canal. And Kiana and her mama make a little small talk. You can tell that the mama is not happy that she has moved in with Greg without any promise of marriage or even promise of an engagement. This man has been married before. He has 3 kids. So he knows the steps that these young women want to take in life. And it looks like he is playing. I shouldn't even say that. We don't know that yet, child. But you can sense some energy there because when Greg came down the steps for his struggle breakfast, he went over to the mama, hugged her, kissed her on the forehead, and then he went to say good morning to the love of his life, allegedly, assumingly. And Kiana had reached up to kiss him on the cheek, and Greg kind of curves her and just gives her a hug. And mama caught it, child. So did the cameraman, and so did I. She got curved, okay? The mama did struggle not to laugh. She just looked down at the table, child, but she did have a smile on her face. She could tell what was going on. So I'm interested in this relationship for sure. But yes, Greg went and got his plate, continued to talk to the mom. How are you? How are things going? The mom says to him, how is it living with my daughter? And he says, well, it's going to take some getting used to. Actually, he said, we're getting used to it. It's a process. Then he took his struggle plate and went upstairs. The mama gives her daughter a little bit of advice. She basically says, listen, make sure you keep this in mind. Put God first, then family, then money. But you don't have to, basically keep your eyes on the prize here. You might be getting strung along, okay? And yeah, that's how the scene ends. Y'all talk to me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about it, okay? Let me know how y'all think about everything, but let me know what y'all think about Kiana getting curved. Was it just an accident? Did he not pay attention that she had them lips like pewted out, trying to puckered up, ready to kiss him, and he did not kiss her back on TV? Okay? All right, let's get to the next scene. All right, so we get a cute little family moment with Jazelle and her girls and her baby daddy's father, or her baby daddy, okay? Not baby daddy's father, her baby daddy. Listen, the girls are all grown up and they are basically on their way to prom. And Jazelle talks a little bit about, preparing to be an empty nester. There really wasn't much to the scene except they were letting us see that the girls are all cute and beautiful. And, they're adults. They're going into adulthood. The producers did ask Jazelle in confessional how she felt about her ex-husband being booed up and engaged, Jazelle puts a whole mirror over her face so that you could not see any of her expression. What's that about? Okay. And then she said, I don't feel any kind of way, or at least you hear her say it because you don't see the lips moving. She said, I don't feel anything. At the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that he is the father of my three kids. And that is how the scene ends. Does Jazelle still feel something for Jamal? There's something wrong here. I don't know. Y'all talk to me, but I didn't like that she put that mirror in her face so that she couldn't be seen. So, anyway, talk to me. Let me know what y'all think. We're moving on to the next. All right. It is Mia and Ink. They are on screen, child. They look happy. They are at an Airbnb with Mia's kids. All right. And it's for the purpose of getting some alone time away from Mia's ex-husband, Gordon, y'all. Apparently, Gordon and Mia lived in the same apartment complex. And Gordon likes to do pop-ins to get sugar, his favorite coffee mug, to get Mia to, I guess, clip a hangnail, child. He's making sure that the Ink knows he right down the hall and he will pop in when he feels like it. We haven't seen this level of nonsense since Tara, Amina Butterfly, and Peter Guns on Love and Hip Hop New York. But that's pretty sloppy, okay? Then Mia's best friend, Jacqueline, and her baby daddy, who she affectionately calls PP for parental partner because they're in a breakup stage now. Apparently, they have an on again, off again relationship. They come over to the house to celebrate PP's birthday. Now, in this part of the scene, we find out that back in the day when Mia was, or not Mia, when, yeah, Mia, when Mia and Ink were having their on again, off again situation, Ink pushed up on Jacqueline. He tried to date her. So I don't know. Mia and Jacqueline, their relationship is too close for comfort. They share each other, they share men. It's a lot. All right. It's a lot. But all of them are in the house together right now to celebrate the birthday. PP and Ink have a little, alone time. And Ink says, child, your daughter looks exactly like you, you know, being cute, you know what I'm saying? And PP said, oh, do you have any children? And he said, yeah. And that's when the producers cut to Gordon and Mia's son. And he's like, they're basically suggesting that that boy is Ink's son. It was actually really, really messy to do that. Ink does have other children, by the way, with another woman. But the way they cut the scene, they were making it, more dramatic with Gordon and Mia's son. But yeah, it was, I don't know. At this point, Mia got a very messy life. Clearly, she's bringing it to TV. We shall see what happens next. But yeah, that's how the scene ends. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. And we're moving on. So Stacy introduces us to her new boo thing, TJ, okay, at the gym. She is there to get a workout in. She has a personal trainer by the name of Gerard, and she brings in TJ. Now, she is getting a divorce from her husband. She had told Ashley in the last episode that even though she's getting a divorce, her and her husband still live in the same house. They don't sleep in the same room. She said that her daughter doesn't know anything about the divorce coming, and that her daughter doesn't know that she's dating this new guy named TJ, who, by the way, she has never done the do with. She has never been intimate with this man. They've only been dating a couple of months, but she is head over heels for him. Okay. Um, Gerard is already at the gym. He's, getting things together. Stacy walks in, she hugs him. She lets him know TJ is on the way. And this is where things really get a little awkward. Because when TJ walks in, Stacy gets absolutely giddy. You can tell she is happy that her man has shown up, and she runs over. She almost wants to jump on him and wrap her legs around him. You know what I'm saying? Arms around his neck, legs around his waist. but he kind of pushes her off. He was like, you see how she's acting? She's awkward, right? He's saying this to Gerard. And Gerard is like, well, she happy to see you. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't say that, but that's what's in his face. Like, well, yeah, that's what women do. You know what I'm saying? But he gently, TJ gently pushes Stacy off of him and said, well, wait a minute. Is this your friend? Like, I'd like to meet him. And he walks over, and now TJ is shaking Gerard's hand. Like that was the most important thing for him to do. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't have, said hello, but, acknowledge the fact that your woman is happy to see you. That's the first awkward thing, but it gets worse. So they work out a little bit. And then when it's, wrapping up, Stacy walks over to him and she starts saying, why do you like to play with big balls? He said, well, that's what Black men do. And so, she's kind of being having a little sexy talk with him. And she said something like, can I ask you a question? And that's when TJ says, in front of Bravo cameras, no, I'm not going to sleep with you. That's a direct quote. No, I'm not going to sleep with you. And Stacy plays it up, you know what I'm saying? Trying to change it a little bit and say, well, you don't have to be that direct. Why don't you talk about how much you want to sleep with me? And he's looking at her like, well, I don't. And I kid you not, that is exactly his face. So Stacy says and Stacy's really pretty. Stacy is a pretty woman. She says she's 6 foot tall, child. She said, I'm 6 foot tall. She's pretty. She is very model-esque. But she says to him, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you want to sleep with me? To which he says, K, as in the letter K. He didn't even give a number, which lets you know the answer is, I don't want to sleep with you. I don't want to. I'm not even giving you a number. I'm giving you a letter in the alphabet. And Stacy still is not clocking what he's throwing down. But production clocked it. Production definitely clocked it. And in confessional, they asked Stacy, well, what's going on, girl? Is he a virgin? What's happening? And that's when Stacy very carefully and very specifically shares he's not a virgin. He's had intimacy with other partners, wink, wink, but he wants to wait until marriage to be intimate with a woman. He's had other partners. Why not just say he's been with other women? Why are you specifying partners and then specifying that he wants to wait until marriage until he's intimate with another one, with a woman, not another woman, with a woman? And they're basically saying, is it worth it? And she was like, I think so. Production said, is this worth it? She said, I think so. I'm just hoping he doesn't make me wait until I'm 70. Girl, good the F night. What is going on? Listen, these ladies, they might be a little messy in their personal lives. I do like that they are coming forward with the OGs, but right now, Stacy is not looking good, child. In fact, when this whole scene wrapped, TJ looked like he was more interested in Gerard, who did present as a gay male. He seemed to be more interested in Gerard than he was in Stacy in the entire scene. But yeah, nasty work. Why would you bring this man onto a public platform? And you can tell that her reputation means a lot to her. She keeps mentioning that she has, she's a pillar in the community. She's on a lot of boards and things like that in Washington, D.C. So bringing this man to TV to have him embarrass your ass like this is absolutely nasty work. That's kooky. Okay. So y'all talk to me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. And we're moving on to the next scene. So Jazelle actually has a Ponderosa of her own at a restaurant. She invites Ashley, because y'all know that was a part of the GNA event, the charity event. And she also invited Stacy, Jazzy, and Wendy. Karen, no. Who else was not there? Kiana, no. And Mia weren't there. But Jazelle said at the end of the day, she needed to apologize to Jazzy and Stacy for kicking them out of the charity event. She said that she was actually pissed at Karen, and unfortunately, those two ladies got, hit with collateral damage. She said, y'all were just collateral damage. At the end of the day, if y'all have been watching the show, you know that this was more strategic than sincere, okay? Because even in her confessional, she said, listen, Karen is trying to take over the new girls, but yeah, I'm going to have to pull them over to my side. So that's strategy. She wasn't actually, you know, sincere about the apology at all, but they accepted. They accepted. And then, Jazelle did what she did best, which is get into people's business. And she lets Stacy know, oh, girl, I heard that you got two kids. I heard that you were divorcing. Tell me more, tell me more. And Stacy seemed a little put off by it because she knows that Jazelle could have only gotten this information from Ashley. So she said, listen, I only have one daughter. And yes, I am divorcing. And Jazelle was like, are you happy about it? And she said, I would never be happy about a divorce. Where's this coming from? And that's when Ashley pipes in and said, well, child, she has a new man, though. And she said, Ashley, you have been over my house a couple of times, and I have shared some very intimate things with you. I've confided in you. And the entire time I confided in you, I let you know that my child is my number one priority. I haven't told her certain things about my relationship. And here you are spreading my business to this group over a charcuterie board and wine. What is your problem? Now, the entire time she's doing this, Ashley has her signature, oh, okay, bitch, smile on her face, because that's what Ashley does best. And Jazelle is literally sizing Stacy up. Because y'all know when anybody gets mad, especially the new girls, Jazelle is gonna look at you like, okay, let me see what you got. What are you giving, girl? Because Jazelle is about to poke the bear too. But Stacy basically lets Ashley know, you're wrong, you're dirty, and I feel a certain way about you now. And Giselle's just like, well, if you are moved on, if you truly moved on, just be happy that you've moved on with your kids. In the meantime, Wendy is sitting over there looking at Ashley like, okay, here you are again telling people's business like you always do, in particular to Jazelle, and getting stuff started. And I like that entire scene. I like that Stacy literally clucked back at Ashley. And I'm glad that she let Jazelle know that she's not to be played with. So we shall see what happens next. But y'all talk to me in the comments and let me know what y'all think. So in the last scene, we get the girls' trip. Everybody's going to North Carolina. Basically, they get on a plane and go, child. But then they put everyone into an assigned car. Excuse me. They put everyone into an assigned car. Karen and Mia are in a car. Jazelle and Wendy are in a car. Jazzy and who else? Kiana are in a car. Okay. So, and sprinklings of whoever I left out. Jazelle and Wendy are pretending to be new budding BFFs, and I don't like it. All right. Jazelle is talking about how much she is appreciating and liking Wendy. Is that a slap in the face to Robin? She's still your best friend. So why are you, sniffing up Wendy's tail? And Wendy's kind of acting like she's good with it, but I'm hoping that Wendy is just playing, she's doing what production asked her to do at this point. Jazzy and Kiana, they look like they're becoming fast friends. They are both, talking about their man, and they both realize that they've been in new relationships. They've only been dating their new guy for 2 years, so they're talking about that. And then we got Karen and Mia in another car, and Mia is further interrogating Karen and saying, "Hey, girl, tell me about this car accident. What's going on?" And Karen said, child, you can read. If it's not in the paper, if you don't know what's in the paper, then you're not going to hear anything from me. So yeah, that is it. Then we're going to get this explosive girls trip that's going to come up in episode 4. And I am definitely looking forward to it. But there wasn't too much going on here. I do know that Jazelle said that she was definitely going to have a conversation with Karen about, intercepting her her charity event. So we'll get to see a little bit more about that. Outside of that, y'all, that was pretty much it. Tell me what y'all thought of this episode. Please and thank you. Why don't y'all rate it in the comments? 1 to 10, what y'all think about it? And then let me know what y'all thought about the scenes as well, if anything moved y'all, okay? Don't forget to hit that like button for me, please and thank you. Share the video, because that's how others find me on YouTube. Follow me on all my platforms at DYANAROZAY. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.